I'm here with Shawn Hill of Tokyo Bronx. How you doing, Shawn?
Good, Izzy. How you doing today?
I'm doing, you know how it is. Life is the way it is, but
keep pedaling that bike.
So you work with Tokyo Bronx, and
Yes.
we're going to be talking a little bit about this book, Monsters of the Bronx, Volume 1. You have some work here.
Yes.
But when we get started, I want to know a little bit more about Tokyo Bronx.
So Tokyo Bronx is the brainchild of two great creators and people I work with, Ed and Gary. But it's mostly run with Rosa, Gary, Ed. We all contribute to the page. We right now are just an IG channel, and then we're growing our YouTube channel. And what we're doing is just like, we really want to be in the conversation with culture. Right now, everybody's making that little transition between anime, manga, YouTube, and we just want to play a part of that, and also highlight the people that came before us as well. People kind of forget the past, and what they say is, don't remember the past, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah, exactly. So with Tokyo Bronx in particular, where did the name Tokyo Bronx come from? Because as far as I'm concerned, none of you originate from Tokyo. Is that correct?
Yes, that's true. I believe the name Tokyo Bronx came about from, they wanted to do something that represented their love for anime, but also represent the Bronx. So it was like, all right, so let's see, what can we call it? Anime Bronx? No, we can't call it that. And it just came up with the name Tokyo Bronx, and it was like, it flowed well together.
Yeah.
And this is secondhand information, by the way. I got this from Gary, but it was just a nice moment of an idea, just like these two things work well. And yeah, I think it represents the culture. Like I said, if you look at the kids nowadays, they're really falling for the whole Japanese culture. You see people talking about being otaku. They make the what's the weird name? There's a name for a face that the girls make nowadays. They're really embracing the Japanese anime manga kind of culture. So we just want to play our part and show we weren't far behind. All the guys were into that as well. And maybe hopefully we can relate and work together in the future. So,
yeah, I'm a bit of an old school guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, I grew up, my share of anime goes back to the days of Akira, Gotcha Man, Battle of the Planets, Voltron, if you really did. And then even some of the Marvel stuff that took over for Transformers and things like that. Can you tell me how the love of old school anime and manga helps build the new school of anime and manga today? Because today we got My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, all these great new shows that are coming out. They're new to me, but
So a lot of people don't recognize that a lot of these, the guys that used to do the key animations on the old school manga are now the directors of today. So all the guys that work on stuff like Studio Ghibli projects, Gotcha Man, Techno Man, all those old school animes like that. They're now the guys that are now shaping the future. So these guys, all the skills and techniques that you love or you see on anime or the characters that you love were originated with their work in Akira and stuff like that. So I really see that's how the old school is playing its part. But also you got to learn to step to the side as the older generation as well, which it is what it is, and you just have to learn to play along to learn the system as well, because again, they're playing by a different set of rules than we did back in the day. They don't remember when they had to go and wait midnight to watch anime or go
Toonami.
Or go not only Toonami, but remember when it was originally on the Sci-Fi channel?
The Sci-Fi, and it was I remember with the Sci-Fi in particular, it was it's gonna happen this time, specific quarterly. It wasn't a situation where it was week to week. It was in 3 months from now, you're going to get Fist of the North Star, and it's going to be a dub cut version of it.
Yes. Or you had the VH tape that you had to ask your friend to tape it or ask somebody to record it for you. And you used to share those VHS. I say we're old tech here, but or going to the Asian markets and having to dig through piles of VHS to find something good, or even the fact that we watch a lot of trash back in the day. as anime because like we didn't know what was good. We had to figure it out. It wasn't something called like have you ever been to My Anime List? Like it's
No, I haven't.
It's a website where they rank all the anime, so you can go and see which ones are good or bad or which one is being like popular. We didn't have that. We just went and like
We just took what we took.
yeah. So
and I remember because again back in high school, and I go, this is dating myself back. I remember that's when Dragon Ball Z was gaining its steam. I personally was not a Dragon Ball Z fan, and I apologize for those of you who are watching. I was not a Dragon Ball Z fan. I have my reasons, which I will keep to myself.
That's okay.
But it had nothing to do with storyline for me. It had more to do with the art style. I was not feeling the art style, especially coming from the Akiras, the Ninja Scrolls, those particular types of animes where it seemed almost like. It almost felt like, when you watch a movie version of a cartoon, how the movie version just has a little more shadow here, a little better. It felt like a downgrade for me as far as art style goes.
I feel you. And that's the beautiful thing too. Like everybody has different starting points and you get to like what you like. And that's fair enough. Like me, I think the first one I ever saw, I did see Dragon Ball Z early, but this is before like Cartoon Network was adapted to the whole anime stuff. Yeah. I watched it on WB on a Sunday along with like Samurai Pizza Cats early morning. So it used to come on like a Sunday or like weird cartoon slot times.
Yeah, Sunday was always weird cartoon.
Yeah. So they were just playing around with it, with that and Samurai Pizza Cats, and then. After that, I just stuck to the Sci-Fi Network for my anime, and then Toonami and all those guys came into play. But I totally understand where you're coming from. The caliber of animated films that came out of that era, the early 90s and 80s in Japanese cinema, was really top notch. And we were getting the best of the best. You got Akira, had stuff like Green Ran. You had
Full Metal Alchemist.
Well, that's a little
later, but still, it was still. Robotech was obviously a classic.
Yeah, Macross, stuff like that. So you had a lot of like
Gundam. How could I? Gundam.
Yeah, Gundam. But then I remember even saying this now and thinking about it, Cartoon Network did play anime. I'm saying manga.
Yeah. So manga's the comics.
Yeah, there we go. They used to play anime too, but you didn't know it was anime at the time. They used to play Gigantor, which is was it Tekka 28? Was it Tenji 28? The big giant robot. They call it Gigantor.
Yeah, Gigantor.
And then
had that theme song, Gigantor.
Right. And then 8-Man also was a anime that used to play, but they called it something else. It's the guy with the 8 on his forehead, and but anyway, neither here or there. Anime was always around. We just didn't know it was anime. We thought it was just cartoons.
Yeah, because when we first was introduced to anime, it was really going back long before the days I was even around. We had Astro Boy, Speed Racer, which was on heavy rotation in MTV. So I remember I was introduced to Speed Racer through MTV. They will give Beavis and Butthead and then Speed Racer. That was the block. It's a weird way of looking at it now, but. And Speed Racer was really an introduction to the anime world. And then we had, moving forward, we had Dragon Ball Z, we had Naruto, and all those other cartoons, Pokemon.
Did you know, that most of the intros to your favorite cartoons were made by Japanese animators?
Oh yeah.
Thundercats was made by early Madhouse guys and stuff like that. Transformers?
Transformers had there was a lot of Japanese animation. Marvel Studios at the time, Marvel Productions really, which was doing. They were doing Transformers. They were also doing G.I. Joe.
Yeah, G.I. Joe too.
You could see the anime in it.
Yeah.
Right. So the way characters looked, obviously the eyes, they weren't as big as your traditional anime cartoon, but it was still there.
Yeah.
The style was still.
They had some great stuff. But yeah, we've always been influenced. But the whole thing with it is that Tokyo Bronx just wants to embrace like just show everyone that we're in the same boat. But even if we are in different sections, like the old school guys probably, the guys are like, yo, I used to have to travel all the way downtown and I had to go into this little shop.
We got the stories.
And then, and then there's the kids nowadays like, I just go on my computer and like, and it's there. And, and I just want you guys to know, like, we all come together. And the other part of that we do at Tokyo Bronx is to highlight the community. We, Rosa, like, let's just talk about the guys there. So Rosa, she hosts a lot of like mixers and she does a lot of cons and she puts on a lot of different little things to highlight the anime community. She also does cosplay. It's really good. It's like all of those little things are part of the whole experience of being in this whole anime community, which is the cosplay, the mangas, the all create your own, even the video game aspect of it as well. Well, when people go and play like stuff like Genshin Impact, those little cell phone games, the gacha games, that's part of anime as well. So like if like I forgot what it's called, but the Japanese had this system of multimedia with everything. So nowadays you get the light novel, the manga, the anime, and then a video game. So you keep that rotation going. So it's
all part of one complete package of stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Multimedia.
You're right. And maybe you might get a live action or a movie later on, but those are the main four. Even the music, because the music is attached to that like anime. So they're just learning so I think it's a really good system that some of us here should adopt. But you have like 4 products that just in case somebody doesn't like something, like you said, not really a fan of Dragon Ball Z, right? But it doesn't mean that you can't go and read the manga or you don't enjoy the music. But that's what Tokyo Bronx is about. It's like you don't have to like everything, but say there's something that you like. Even city pop, you know what city pop is?
Yeah, I've heard.
Right. Even city pop. If you like city pop, check out Tokyo Bronx. That's what we're about. Yeah.
Cool, awesome. So now that you guys have been established, you've been established for how long now?
We've been around for a while, but we really kicked things into gear maybe a year or 2 ago. So it started off where Rosa was just, she was doing these interviews.
Yeah, I was one of those interviews.
Nice, congrats. I was one too. I think I was like episode 2 or something like that.
Yeah, I got a phone call from Gary. He's like, he's like, you gotta do this interview in Tokyo Bronx. And then in my head, I was like, okay, not a problem. And it was a Sunday. It was a Sunday evening, I remember, and we was talking about comic books, of course. Yeah. And when he told me Tokyo Bronx, and I told him, it's like, well, I'm familiar with anime. I know anime. I actually love anime per se, but I wasn't into anime at that time. Yes. Which was a few years ago, largely because, you know what, I wasn't liking what I was seeing. That's how I felt. And the way I was feeling was that it felt to me like we were just accepting everything instead of picking and choosing the best ones. So let's just take everything and just shove it down everybody. So, and it felt like that for a long time. Today, however, I feel totally different. Yeah. Today, because my girls in particular, they got me into My Hero. So saw the whole thing, waiting for the new season to come out. Loved it. It's very much the X-Men to me. And it's like, oh, that is all X-Men. But at the same time, it shows other aspects of comic books in general. So you could tell that the creator has a general love for American comics because you could see it in the characters, right? And then recently we started watching Demon Slayer. Nice. Fell in love with Demon Slayer. And then in my head, I still think they're not demons, they're vampires. But that's me. That's my thought process. And they're still watching some more stuff, and we're just learning more. We try to get into Cowboy Bebop, but it's a little, I guess it left us a long time ago. Right. But
it's acquired taste.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a superhero guy, I would also recommend like One Punch Man.
Yeah, but that's going all the way. You got 1,000 episodes now.
No.
Oh, no, One Punch Man. I'm thinking of the other one. Cowboy Kid, the guy with the straw hat.
Oh, Luffy? Yeah, One Piece?
One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece.
One Punch, One Piece.
Yeah, One Punch is totally different, but it's a superhero that finished all his fights in one punch.
Therefore, the name.
Yeah, but it's not even it's not him. It's just the characters around him and how he affects them. He's this anomaly because he's a superhero for fun, but everybody else is like fame, different reasons, you know. But it's a great. I think I recommend the first season. I mean, nowadays I see American animation more sliding towards that fluid kind of Japanese feeling style. Yeah, those are really good, solid series. I like to come to mind is just like there's others like the superhero genre in Japan is there, but it's more like Kamen Rider or Tetsuya. Is it Tetsuya?
I didn't know you talking about Tetsuya.
Yeah,
I can't. The name is escaping me.
Yeah, I know I work for Tokyo Bronx, but like not work, you know. But yeah, sometimes I forget this stuff. But that is included in Tokyo Bronx, where it's mass heroes. But they just have a different outlook. But Marvel did do a collab with
Mad Dog. Was it Mad Dog or Madhouse?
Madhouse.
Madhouse.
And they did a Wolverine, X-Men, and Blade.
I saw the whole Iron Man series, which I liked. I saw part of the X-Men series.
It's after the Phoenix Saga, so you don't have to worry about them messing up.
I saw that one. I saw a little bit of the Wolverine one, which was good. And there was a fourth one. I know there was 4 of them in total. So it was X-Men.
It's Wolverine, Iron Man, X-Men, Blade.
It was Blade. That's the other one.
Yeah.
So I did see them. The Iron Man one is the one I saw complete.
Have you ever seen the Black Widow Iron Punisher collab?
No, I know what you're talking about, but I never saw it.
You should get that one around too. But they did good stuff. It's just like, again, I get where you're coming from. It's really sad that American animation took a hit, like in the 2000s, and not even took a hit. It just went to a total different direction. The superhero wasn't really there too much. Like, you know, we had shows like we call Teen Titans. What's it called? Superman and Legion. Legion
of Superhero. Yes, I remember that.
Lunatics.
But going back to the film thing, when we get to the films, one of the things I do like today is now that we have, with anime in particular, you have a show like My Hero Academia, and then when their season's over, they usually throw a summer season movie, right? Demon Slayer did the same thing, right? They did the season's over. They throw in a season 2, but season 2 ends up becoming the movie version of it. I really like that. One of the things I do like about it is that even if you don't see the movie, when you get to the next season of the show in My Hero, it's not that important. However, the movie teaches you things and you learn things about it, which is what I love about it, because it's like, it's not going to make a big difference in the long scope of it, but in the short scope of it, it does, right? Two Worlds, it was the one I remember watching. It was it 2 Worlds or 2 Heroes? I think it's 2 Worlds with the My Hero Academia, and you see the growth of Bakugan and Deku, and they were like, oh man, this is awesome. But then when you get to the next season, you know something happened, but you don't need to know that because they expect the people, like, maybe not everybody probably saw the movie or something like that. So there is some respect to the sense that we're not going to spoil the movie just yet for you at this point, which American cinema just doesn't do.
Yeah.
Right? And it just don't. It's like, screw it, you gotta know this.
Yeah.
But going back to Tokyo Bronx, let's talk a little bit more about Tokyo Bronx.
Sure.
And more importantly, let's talk about Monsters of the Bronx.
Sure, man.
Right? Talk to me a little bit about Monsters of the Bronx.
So Monsters of the Bronx is Ivan Velez Jr.'s pet project.
And I know Ivan.
Yeah. And was working on this for a long time. And what he did is to elect talents throughout the Bronx, illustrators, comic book artists, comic book writers, writers, poets, and place them all into one under one umbrella. So the whole theme of the book is just monster representation in the Bronx. Different communities, different parts of the world have different types of monsters, different names for monsters that are similar. And, you know, he just celebrates that in the book. Beautiful artwork, very well crafted stories by different artists, different writers, and a little bit of poetry inside there too to make people feel some type of way. So it's a really good book. I'm a part of it as well. C1 Comics is a part of it as well, who I work with. They have a nice biopic. Shout out to Rios. He's in this book as well. Food stamps. A lot of great talent here in the Bronx is in this book. So it's a really good project that we're a part of. I know he's doing volume 2 shortly. If you want to be a part of that, reach out to the man. He is looking for some beautiful talent out there. So,
okay. What's next for Tokyo Bronx?
So right now we're working with a few nonprofit organizations to do a few like workshops and events and mixers. So we're trying to find that community out there. So like I said, there's the cosplay community, right? So a lot of people nowadays are like going on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and they're making like their favorite anime costumes and becoming famous for being a cosplayer. Or, you know, it's becoming a bigger thing. So we're looking to do stuff like that, get involved in that. We also want to get involved in like VTubing, not being in VTubing or making our own character, but just seeing how that aspect of this new aspect of anime is kind of like playing a role now in the scene. Because these people are just like, they get their character animated and created, and then they stand there and there's a screen and it scans their body, and whenever they move or they blink, the character move and blink like animation. So people are enjoying this, just watching people either play video games with little characters. It's such an interesting side culture that came out of anime. So we're just trying to see what it's about. And also, I do host a show called The Chat on Tokyo Bronx, coming back with the new season, trying to find new creators, and what my show does is we highlight creatives in the Bronx and places like, we highlight creators in the Bronx, but we also highlight the people that host platforms for them. So if there's a business that like lets people be talented, creative, or share their skill, we try to let you know where those are at as well. But yeah, season 2 is coming back. We kind of cut it short at the end of winter last year. But now we're gonna have some more interviews. We're gonna try to do more shows, cons. We're trying to do a little bit more. So yeah.
Awesome. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at ublink, UBLINCD. You can also find me at Tokyo Bronx ACG on IG, Tokyo Bronx ACG on YouTube. We're all about, or you can come to one of our shows and find us there too. Follow us.
Well, that's our show for today. We'll see you guys next time on the Izzyverse. Take care, guys.
Good to metal, guys.
Bye.